Hi, kids. This is the story of John 21, verses 15 through 19, when Jesus gives Peter a new special job. Over here in the pictures, this is a picture of Jesus here at the top left. Jesus is in the white and Peter is in the brown. And then in the middle picture, you see Peter talking. And in the bottom picture, he's surrounded by people who are listening to what he has to say. Let's look at the story. So, have you ever been given a difficult job? Were you afraid because you weren't sure you'd be able to do it? Here in this story, Jesus gives Peter a hard job to do, but it is important work for God. After Jesus came back to life on Easter, he liked to spend time with his friends. One morning, after he made them breakfast on the lake shore, Jesus asked, "Simon Peter, do you love me?" Peter was surprised at Jesus' question because he had been with Jesus from the beginning. "Yes, Jesus, I love you," said Simon Peter. "Feed my sheep, the people I love," Jesus said to Simon Peter. Jesus asked a second time, "Simon Peter, do you love me?" "Yes, Jesus, I love you very much," replied Simon Peter. Jesus told him again, "Take care of my sheep, the people I love." Then a third time, Jesus asked him, "Simon Peter, do you love me?" Now Peter was really wondering if Jesus had heard his answer. And he said, "My teacher, you know all about me. You know that I love and trust you. Feed my sheep, the people I love," said Jesus. And that's what Peter is doing. Here in this picture, he's feeding them by telling them about Jesus and the Word of God. And the more Peter talks about who Jesus is, the more people listen and come to know who Jesus is. So here are some questions for you kids. Who says "I love you" to you? I know my parents tell me I love you, and sometimes so do my friends. What kind of job did Jesus give to Peter? What kinds of things can you see him doing? Well, what do you see in these two pictures of Peter doing the job Jesus gave him? It looks to me like he's talking and explaining. I see by the faces of the other people in the picture that they're listening, and down here, some of them are smiling. I think one of the biggest parts about Peter's job is telling other people about his friend, Jesus. And finally, Peter and his friends followed Jesus. Jesus asked Peter to continue caring for others. Name 3 ways you can be a follower of Jesus every day. So if I look back at this page here and think about 3 ways I can be a follower of Jesus. Well, 1, up here, I can remember that Jesus asked me to feed his sheep. Other people are Jesus' sheep, and I can show Jesus that I love him by taking care of other people. That might mean being kind or being helpful, or even making sure that other people have the things that they need to be safe, fed, and cared for. I can also talk to people about who Jesus is, or spend time learning about who I think Jesus is. That's 2 other ways that I can be a follower of Jesus every day, is I can learn more, and then I can share what I learn. Thank you so much for joining me today for this story, Jesus Gives Peter a Job. This story comes from the book Growing in God's Love by Elizabeth Caldwell and Carol Wehrheim, the editors. It's a great version of the Bible for young readers. I really recommend it. Thanks for joining me.